It's a postcard type of day in Oxford, Mississippi. Low 80s and sunshine for Game 2 of the series between Ole Miss and number 13 Texas A&M. The Aggies exploded for 10 runs last night and are looking to clinch their 5th SEC series in 2026. Hi there, welcome to the broadcast. Former Rebel Carly Hummel and Jake Cremata with you today. And Carly, we know Texas A&M's got the firepower offensively to compete with anybody in the country. And with those 10 runs they scored last night, they showed that to us yesterday.
They did. I mean, I think you saw a stellar performance from the Aggies yesterday early in the game, jumping on them quick, getting on the pitching staff, and forcing Ole Miss to make some changes early.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at our stars from the night last night. And we all love home runs, right? And why don't we highlight the two best home run hitters on each of these ball clubs, and Michaela Wark, who had one last night. Now 17 homers for her this season, leads the way for Texas A&M and 5th in the SEC. Maddie George with her 13th. She hit 2 yesterday, leads Ole Miss. And why don't we take a look at those home runs from yesterday? What impressed you about Michaela Wark's homer, Carly?
I mean, the ability for both girls to have gone oppo really is awesome. It's fantastic. It's exactly what you need to start the game. I mean, giving them a heads up or head in the game early with 9 runs in the second makes it real hard for the Ole Miss players to come back and defend themselves. 2
homers in an SEC game for a freshman. How rare is that?
It's pretty rare. I mean, you talk about being lucky and fortunate. Maddie George is somebody you want to have on your team and you want to have in your lineup early on.
Second career multi-home run Game 2 for George. As we take a look at Texas A&M's offensive 9, they had 10 walks yesterday. 5 of those players who drew walks scored, all in the first 2 innings. 9 runs scored for Texas A&M in innings 1 and 2. Yesterday was a season high in walks drawn in SEC play for the Aggies, and today they'll go up against Emily Boyer for Ole Miss. She's inside the circle. What are your keys for Boyer today?
I think what you'd like to see today is a little bit of an adjustment. You know, less walks, getting ahead early in the count, and not taking your pitchers, the Ole Miss pitcher, into such a deep count. I think that they've struggled a little bit this year with the amount of pitches that they've had to throw. I think today you'd like to see just a little bit more of an adjustment there.
Yeah, command will be the story of the day today for Ole Miss pitching after walking 10 hitters yesterday for Texas A&M. We get started with Kennedy Powell as Emily Boyer deals Game 2's first pitch, and we're off and running on a picturesque day for softball as Powell's numbers flash on your screen. OPS over 1,000, 425 batting average. You're going to see a lot of high averages for a Texas A&M team that sits 5th in the SEC in team batting average. It's top 15 in the country. And it's hitting over 320 as a team in league play. As Powell takes low. Emily Boyer getting the start today for Ole Miss. Division II transfer from West Texas A&M. His name NFCA D2 National Player of the Year, also unanimous 2-time D2 All-American. As Powell chops one down the first base line, and it's fair for Powell. It's into the corner. Powell's on her horse to third as George throws it back into the infield. And a leadoff triple for Texas A&M, and their second triple of the series.
I mean, again, this is one of those situations you kind of saw them get into early yesterday that you hope that they're able to kind of keep it a halt here. I mean, that ball just gets right down the line, and unfortunately gets completely past left field. I mean, there's no way you don't get on at least 2 or 3 bags there.
The 9th triple of Powell's career, her second this season, and much of the same yesterday. A&M getting it going as early as possible.
Ole Miss is challenging the fair foul ball over the bag at first base. Calls under further review.
All right, sounds good. So whereas it took basically until the late innings yesterday for either of these teams to issue a challenge, we're 1 batter in, and we have our first challenge today.
Up and had it early.
Whereas our friends in Birmingham maybe needed a couple of cups of coffee when they were watching us yesterday.
Probably.
This one, not so much.
Not so much today.
Here's our first look at it. Right past Yamas. It's over. Does that hit the bag?
It looks like it hits like the back part of the bag almost, which it makes sense on the direction that it ended up taking.
Here's what our friends in Birmingham are looking at. Just past Yamas.
After further review, the call stands. It's a fair ball. That is Ole Miss's first challenge.
All right, so Jamie Traxel and the Rebels have one challenge remaining the rest of the way. So leadoff triple for Powell is what it amounts to. And again, her second this season, 9th of her career. As the Aggies look to do much more of the same like they did yesterday when they scored 6 runs in the first inning on Ole Miss's starter Kyra Aycock. Now Talon Edwards steps up, hitting second for Texas A&M today. .369 hitter on the season and takes it low to start. A senior in her first season with A&M. Spent the last 3 years at Oklahoma State. It's 10 multi-hit games this year, 6 multi-RBI games. 1-1 the count. Third highest average, though, 2 on Texas A&M. She was 1 for 3 yesterday. Very massive portal get for Trisha Ford and A&M in the offseason. And Edwards skies it out to left center. And it's Applin who makes the catch. And tagging from third, coming home is Powell. She scores. And A&M has now scored 7 runs in the first inning in this series.
That's incredible. I mean, you talk about being aggressive at the plate and just being aggressive on the base paths there. I mean, like you said yesterday, this is exactly how you set that up.
And Edwards' second sac fly RBI of the series, too. She had a sac fly ribby in the 5th inning yesterday that put A&M up 10-4. That was at the time. But it is interesting. Texas A&M, they're second in the SEC in sac flies coming into the weekend. They had 20, and they had 2 yesterday. It's top 10 in the country. Whatever gets the runs in, right?
Manufacturing, you know.
Now it's Maya Perez from Corona, California. The All-American in her 3rd season at Texas A&M. 2-1. A walking machine, Perez. Let's take a look at both Powell and Edwards in the dugout. Like Carly said, manufacturing that first run of the ball game today. Boyer with the 3-1 count to Perez, who's first in the SEC in walks drawn in league play. Has 20 walks. Now the count runs full. 2 of those walks yesterday from Perez, Carly, were on a full count.
I mean, I think she's just patient at the plate. I think she has pitches in her mind that she knows she wants to hit, pitches that she hits well. But I mean, also she does a great job here at just taking the pitcher deeper in counts, wasting too many pitches, you know?
Fouls it back. What was stunning to me yesterday is her command of the zone and just how well she knows the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the difference in elite players and just, you know, mediocre players is like you find that girls like her are All-Americans for reasons. I mean, her strike zone is so tight.
Inside, ball 4. Her 4th walk of the series. I mean, she can hit homers too. And I also think that's why so many pitchers are afraid to go at her.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it could definitely be a factor in why she gets walked as often is because I think that pitchers may be a little timid to come too close to her, you know, throw at her, kind of choosing to throw a little bit further away, but knowing, too, that she can take that ball over the field.
Now it's Michaela Ward. .360 hitter this year. Talked about her to start the broadcast. Hit her 17th homer yesterday. OPS of nearly 1,300. And I mean, what a year she's had. Last season at Oklahoma State, work hit just .241 with 28 hits. She did have 8 homers though, but this year she's doubled those.
About doubled that.
1-2. And again, another fantastic portal pickup by Trisha Ford in her 4th season with A&M, 16th as a head coach. Warwick also had an RBI walk with the bases loaded yesterday. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Already a Texas A&M 1-0 lead on a sac fly RBI by Talon Edwards to score Kennedy Powell, who started this game off with a leadoff triple. Swing and a miss. And Emily Boyer gets out number 2 on her first strikeout today.
After a walk, that's what you expect from your pitching staff, to at least come back in, dial in, find a pitch that's going to work for you, and get her to swing and miss. There was a fantastic out there for Boyer.
And Emily Boyer coming off a 10 strikeout performance in the midweek that Ole Miss had against Samford. Bouncing ball right to short. Reisner on the hop, gloves and throws out Ariel Kowalewski. Texas A&M does scratch across 1 on a sac fly RBI. As Ole Miss grabs the bats, we'll show you their lineup when we come back in Oxford. Sydney Peters gets the nod today inside the circle to start game 2 of this 3-game series between Ole Miss and number 13, Texas A&M. Saw her yesterday. She wound up getting the win last night. And her 3 innings of work, struck out 3, walked none. It's her 11th win on the season. Carly, your scouting report on Peters.
You're going to see her throw in the upper 60s, and you're going to watch her be able to locate her rise ball in a couple of different locations. I mean, she can throw it for a strike. She can throw it as a waste pitch. I think today what's going to be key for the Ole Miss hitters is that they're able to lay off on it, lay off of it, or be able to kind of like get up a little closer in the box and at least get on top of it.
Kennedy Bunker leads things off for Ole Miss. Led off last night. On with Bunker, it's Pickens, Yamas, Maddie George. Cassie Reisner's been red hot lately too. Leilana Applin had a homer yesterday. Rebels hit 3 homers in the series opener against the Aggies, their most in conference play. Now 0-2. What else was amazing about Ole Miss, and yes, their struggles in SEC play have been well documented, just 2-11 in conference play. But their 6 runs scored yesterday were a season high in league play. As Kowalewski calls time behind the plate. And Peters will reset. Ole Miss had 10 hits last night, also the most in an SEC game. One and 2 to Bunker. But Jamie Traxel telling us yesterday, Carly, that her team's stringing together good practices. Even though the results haven't gone their way, they've been competitive games. Her ball players are making hard contact. Bunker keeps it at 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, I think that their offense has done a great job of at least, allowing a little bit of production, pushing that production on the board, motivating, their pitchers and their pitching staff to maybe lock in a little bit more. I mean, yesterday, I think, the biggest factor there were the walks. If they can limit those, yesterday's ball game, I think, ends a little bit differently.
That hits Bunker. And she's awarded first base. So Ole Miss gets their leadoff hitter aboard in this bottom half of the first, and Jamie Traxel in year 6 led Ole Miss to the Women's College World Series last season, the program's first ever. 5 straight NCAA tournament at large bids, 2 for the Rebels. Their RPI as well, inside the top 20. Mackenzie Pickens at the plate. And she loops one into the basket of KK Dement, the shortstop. Nothing really gets past KK Dement at shortstop.
I mean, you almost look like she was overrunning that at first, but she does make a fantastic behind-the-back catch there.
Gosh, you see how quickly she got there, even over the shoulder. What an athletic play. That's not that easy when you're trying to track the ball like that over your shoulder. And so it's 1 down in the inning. Percy Yamas at the plate and is ahead 1-0. Late on the swing.
I think you'll expect to see that from the Ole Miss hitters here, at least their first time through the lineup. Just being able to identify the rise ball and adjust to it. The ability to lay off of it, I think, maybe a little difficult here at the start.
Why difficult at the start?
I mean, your first time around, you're at least kind of getting a little bit more established, a little bit more familiar with the pitching. And then, your second time around after seeing a couple of the girls go before you, you at least are able to make or dial in on a couple of adjustments. I mean, she's up in the batter's box hoping to catch that before it gets its rise.
And even with seeing Peters a little bit yesterday, I know it's 3 innings, but how much time really does it take to get used to a pitcher?
Well, you hope at this level not very long. I mean, it wasn't that they couldn't produce scores yesterday. I feel like Ole Miss did a great job yesterday offensively. It was just their pitching staff that really kind of lacked for them.
Back and miss for Yamas. Striking out for just a 12th time this year. And the 94th strikeout this season for Peters, who closed things out yesterday. She also has 3 saves, Peters. She faces Maddie George. Fouls it off the mask of Kowalewski. It's been a mainstay at catcher, Kowalewski. The midway point in the season, and after taking that foul ball off the mask, Coach Ford and trainer out to just have a check on her.
I was going to say, she popped up like nothing. Like she was just ready to keep playing. Like, give it a second, That was a ringer.
It has to be one of the most difficult positions on the field, catching.
Absolutely.
Because the physical aspect, yes, but the mental aspect of knowing in-game situations, also trying to stay connected with your pitcher. The 0-1 to George with 2 outs. And 1 on for Ole Miss. Kennedy Bunker got this inning started. She was hit by a pitch. George had 2 home runs yesterday, her second career multi-home run game. She just missed that one, 1 and 2. Leads Ole Miss in homers, RBIs, slugging percentage, total bases and walks. I mean, she's got SEC all-freshman team written all over her.
You like to watch her come alive really later in the season, too, after having talked to some of the coaching staff, that at first she kind of struggled in preseason and then even in some of the non-con. You just like watching her come alive, really, in SEC play.
You had a rough first weekend in conference play, like you mentioned, Carly. She was 0 for 6 against Alabama. Sure, she got on base a couple times, but she was really hard on herself after that series because she hadn't had a weekend like that.
I mean, and that's part of it, isn't it? It's kind of like baseball, you know, you're going to fail. And in order for you, you know, to have any growth or learn anything, you're going to have to kind of learn from some of those mistakes, make some adjustments.
Yeah, 0-6 weekend for Maddie George then, but hindsight's 20/20. 2-2 pitch. Now a payoff coming up. Peters pitched against McNeese earlier this week. Had 5 strikeouts in 3 innings. As George tugs it foul. And the freshman continues to battle inside the box for Ole Miss. Again, 13 homers this year. She's one swing away where only one other freshman in Ole Miss history has been before. At 14 homers. And it's only April 11th. On the ground, left side, diving stop for Dement on her knees. Loses the softball in transition. Now Bunker's on the run. And she's tagged out for out number 3. Critical base running error in this first inning for Ole Miss, and Texas A&M gets out of this inning.
That's just a late read. I mean, the hard part there is I think she sees that there's nobody covering third base, but not really realizing how close in proximity the third baseman is, and she tries to take that advancement and just gets caught.
All 15 SEC softball schools are joining together to wear teal or teal accents in memory of Alex Wilcox, who was a member of the 2018 Mississippi State softball team, who inspired the nation with her courageous fight against ovarian cancer. The fight ultimately took her life in the summer of 2018. And you can see Ole Miss in teal today with navy jerseys, Texas A&M sporting teal socks. It's the 6th year of the campaign, too, just a joint effort from everybody in the SEC. As leading off the second inning for Texas A&M is Kelsey Mathis, beg your pardon. There you see Ole Miss, the grounds crew today, painting a teal ribbon in shallow center field. Mathis takes strike 1 from Emily Boyer. Mission statement, too, for why the SEC does this, to raise awareness for women of all ages about the signs and symptoms of ovarian cancer. We're seeing some in-stadium messaging today, too. You see a lot of social media messaging all throughout the SEC. Mathis shows bunt, lays it down, and Boyer picks it up. And the throw is not in time. Mathis beats it out. Back-to-back innings, the leadoff hitter is aboard for Texas A&M.
Yeah, you could tell that Ole Miss is, their defense right there, I don't think was really expecting that, which is exactly what you want in a sack. Don't have much coverage there, and I think Pickens was even a little slow to get to first base.
So we've played 9 innings of softball in this series. Show a bunt 2 by Dement. She offers nothing in 1. I guess not totally 9 total innings in the book yet, but you know where I'm going at with this. But seven innings in this series. Texas A&M's got the leadoff hitter aboard.
I mean, that's what makes them, in the top 15. I mean, they're ranked 13 for a reason, but I think you're going to watch them be so aggressive at the plate here that it makes it hard. Each at-bat is going to be just as crucial as the one before, the one after. Their command at the plate is just...
Dement wanted another one. Now it's 1-2. See if she swings away here. Made a fantastic catch in the bottom half of the first inning to rob Mackenzie Pickens from a bloop single. That's why Dement's one of the best shortstops in the country. 2-2. Although her 5-game hit streak was snapped yesterday in our series opener, Dement was 0 for 4. And it's skied foul into the left side bleachers. Pop out yesterday for Dement. A bloop that turned into a double play by Ole Miss's Cassie Reisner at short. And she bunted yesterday, but when she put the ball in play, the ball hit her when she was out of the box, and she swings and misses. Emily Boyer has 2 strikeouts in this game.
I mean, and that's just a great job by Boyer right there to keep that ball low and in the zone, almost not really hittable, I think, and knowing, too, that she's pressing here, having failed twice at a sack.
She faces Paisley Allen, who looks at strike 1. Sophomore from Lewisville, Texas. Allen, former Georgia Bulldog, who faced her former team last weekend where she had 3 hits in that series win. Texas A&M taking game 3, the rubber match in that one. Now she's down 0-2. A couple of counts here back-to-back that Boyer's been ahead. What have you liked from her so far?
I like the adjustment. I mean, I think you've seen her struggle a little bit throughout this year to kind of get ahead, stay ahead early without having to go 5, 6, 7 pitches in the count. I think it's going to be crucial today to keep that pitch count pretty low.
Fouled off. Well, Boyer was impressive in the series win for Ole Miss against Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. Struggled with her walks, but limited the Lady Vols to just 3 earned runs in her 2 appearances. In fact, she pitched 7 innings in the Game 1 winner for Ole Miss. As Allen takes low, the appeal down to first base, and Tatum Stolting says that Allen held up. But Boyer had 7 walks in that Game 1 win against the Lady Vols, struck out 3. And then in the finale, in 2 1/3 innings, she allowed 2 earned runs and walked 3, but didn't strike out anybody. Two-two's the count. Leadoff single this inning by Mathis. Already a 1-0 A&M lead after a sac fly RBI by Edwards to bring in Kennedy Powell. Off the end of the bat, Pickens charges. Out number 2 as the runner moves up to second base. Now it's Frankie Vrajel. Hitting 9th in this lineup. Sophomore in her 2nd season with the Aggies. From Danbury, Texas. Just think, at this point yesterday, we already had 9 runs scored by Texas A&M.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boyer's been able to kind of keep them a little bit more off of their toes. I'm liking her performance today so far. She seems really locked in, really calm, collected. I mean, coming off of a series win against Tennessee, makes that a little bit more possible when you enter in against Texas A&M.
And she's faced such stiff competition in the SEC. I mean, pitching against Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. Coming from the Division II Level 2, where she was the NFCA D2 National Player of the Year at West Texas A&M. Jamie Traxler just telling us in the beginning of the year that Emily Boyer just didn't know how good she really was. That's a very real feeling. Come from the D2 level, now to the best league in college softball in the SEC.
I mean, that's hard to do. You come into the SEC and it's the toughest teams in all of the league. You're not going to see much better. I mean, you've got UCLA and Stanford and teams on the West Coast. But I mean, when you come out to the South, this is the thick of the thick. This is some of the best hitting, some of the best pitching that you'll ever see. Emulating that and being able to kind of take on some of that is solid.
Swung on and missed by Rajal. 3 strikeouts for Boyer in 2 this sitting.
She just does a fantastic job right there, again, with that curveball hitting on the outside corner of the plate. I mean, there's nothing more than you can ask from Boyer but that, keeping this at a 1-0 game.
ESPN is your home for the Women's College World Series. Coverage begins on May 28th on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. It's going to be here before you know it. Ole Miss was there a season ago for the first time in program history. Went 0-2 though in OKC. Fell to Texas Tech. Had an overtime thriller against Oregon. Came up short in extras. What really was a Cinderella run for Ole Miss last year. And talk about a team that externally had zero expectations from the softball communities. Cassie Reisner leads off for Ole Miss, down 1-0 to Texas A&M. Now a quick call of time by Alex Leap, our home plate umpire. He's checking up on A&M's dugout. So you take a look at Cassie Reisner's numbers, the junior in her first season with Ole Miss. Batting average up to .349 now in the year. And I think Texas A&M is struggling with their communication system. So now Kowalewski in the dugout.
What a
It looks
solid
like-
advancement. I'm like, man, that must be nice. I'd
Well-
have given anything for some stuff like that.
Well, they're switching out what they have on their wrists. The pitch comm, okay. Looks like we got it going. I wasn't sure if we'd have to go back to hand signals again.
Right.
Reisner swings and misses. I was going to ask you what those were like, but back in the
I wouldn't
Stone
know.
Age,
That wasn't a Stone Age.
back in the Stone Age, you guys didn't have those.
Would they know what to do with hand signals? Probably not.
As Reisner pummels this high and deep to left. It's gone. Tie game. Her 4th home run in 5 games. And we're level at 1 in Oxford.
Technology or not, no hand signals needed there. She takes that deep. I mean, she does such a great job there at keeping that inside pitch, waiting for it to get all the way to her and just barreling up that ball.
Cassie Reisner on a 4-game multi-hit streak. She's now 9 for 15 in her last 5 games. And like I said, 4 homers, 2 in this span. Now 10 RBIs. We talk about Maddie George right at the top of the broadcast, but Cassie Reisner is just as hot, if not hotter, at the plate. And now Trisha Ford pulled in her entire infield to talk about Taylor Roman. Potentially just any other adjustments. And it looks like Texas A&M again is changing out the pitch comm,
Pitch
on
comm,
their wrists. I don't know if it's not working or maybe Ole Miss has, I don't want to say an advantage here.
Any small advancements like that you can take from a team that is this good. I mean, you watched them yesterday kind of show out an early, quick, anything to get on top of them. I mean, ride this. If you're Ole Miss, I mean, I'd be using this to all advantages in the dugout. Tormenting the same way they were kind of tormented yesterday before A&M.
Roman takes a first pitch strike. Again, we didn't see this at all yesterday for A&M. Just don't know if Ole Miss has some type of leg up on what's coming from Peters. Maybe they noticed something yesterday with her. As Roman offers at it low and away. Just 2 hits in her last 10 games, Taylor Roman. One of those 2 being a home run against Memphis in a midweek. But like you said, even if Ole Miss does know what's coming, I mean, that's sometimes the point of the game, trying to figure out what the pitcher's going to throw.
Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest advantage that you can have. I mean, the toughest advantage you could have in the dugout, being able to acknowledge and identify when that off speed is going to come, like it just did there for Taylor Roman. I mean, her off speed is going to be stellar for her, and something they're also going to have to either learn to get on top of or wait back on.
Well, Taylor Roman didn't know what was coming there. As Leilana Applin steps up. She homered yesterday. 3 on the year for Applin, another player that Ole Miss brought up to the SEC from the Division II ranks, coming from Angelo State in San Angelo, Texas. About 260 miles southwest of Dallas. Don't know why I'm saying that when we have half a Texas audience. They know where San Angelo is. 1-1 to Applin, who's from Stamford, Texas. 1-2. Had to be pretty cool for Applin to homer yesterday. Solo shot. but she's 4 for 23 at the plate in conference play. She's played in all but one SEC game this season for Ole Miss. Bouncing ball back up the middle. Dement off the dirt, throws to first in time. At least for now. Morgan Cleveman, the first base coach for Ole Miss, immediately telling Jamie Traxel to challenge this.
Ole Miss is challenging the out call at first base. The call is under further review.
Coach Traxel's already lost one challenge today on the first hit of the ball game. In that angle, you see where her foot is on the bag. Just don't know when the ball enters the mid.
That angle, she looks almost safe there, utilizing the second first base there.
In venue, they're seeing it. Our friends in Birmingham are busy today.
Much more busy than they were yesterday.
Morgan Cleveland, too, the first base coach for Ole Miss, was at Texas A&M before coming to Oxford. She was the director of player development.
After further review, the call has been changed. The runner is safe at first base. Ole Miss retains their challenge.
All right, so the former player, or director of player development at Texas A&M, who's now with Ole Miss, wins the challenge.
And that's just solid communication there between your first and your third base coach. I mean, she can see it so much more clear on that side of the field. And it can't feel any better than to win a challenge.
Now Applin has 2 hits in this series. Gives way to Ryan Starr. Starr shows bunt, can't lay it down. This game got started with the leadoff triple to begin the ball game. Kennedy Powell's second triple on the year. And Talon Edwards with the sac fly RBI to bring her in. And then solo home run to begin this second inning for Cassie Reisner. Leveled us at 1. And Starr still can't lay down the bunt. She's 2 for 20 at the plate this year.
Yeah, I mean, she's not been given a lot of opportunity, I feel like, at the plate, but there's no better way to start showing up than this late in the season. Go ahead and give yourself a solid position at third base by being able to also complement that with a good at-bat.
Swings away and is late. Strike 3. 3 of them today for Sydney Peters inside the circle and 2 this inning.
I mean, I think right here that's a really good pitch. I mean, that's, again, the rise ball right there. And after having 2 failed attempts at a sack, you know, knowing, too, that you've been given a job to do, not being able to do that, I think kind of also makes you press just a little bit more.
2 outs for Ole Miss's Taylor Malvin. Wanted the first pitch, 0-1. A senior who was on that Women's College World Series team last year for the Rebels. A 4-year returner. Batting 9th in the lineup. And a check swing right to the on-deck circle nearly took out the legs of her teammate Kennedy Bunker. But Malvin yesterday was 3 for 3 at the plate with a double and 2 singles. She snapped an 0 for 11 drought. One and 2. Peters has allowed 3 Ole Miss hits. She's hit 1 batter and then allowed the Cassie Reisner home run today. Ole Miss trying to even the series. After falling 10-6 last night, they were down 9-0 after the top half of the second inning. Not the case today. check swing, line drive, right to Powell, who makes the catch. And that ends this second inning. Cassie Reisner, though, ties this up with a solo blast. Another home run in these last 5 games for Cassie Reisner. And her 9th on the year. Trisha Ford in the back of the dugout as the white ponytail. Chat with one of her assistant coaches. Year 4 for Coach Ford in College Station. Before she was at Texas A&M, led Arizona State to the 2018 Women's College World Series. Over 550 wins in her career. Last season had a historical regular season for Texas A&M, 48 wins and 16 in conference play. However, they failed to make it out of their own regional. Were upset by Liberty last year as the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Were co-winners, though, of the SEC tournament title due to weather. Them and Oklahoma were given co-tournament champions. They placed second in the SEC last year, highest since joining the league in 2013. And it was 48 wins, the most since 2008 for A&M. They got a really good ball club this year, too. Trying to win their 5th SEC series of the season. And a bouncer foul for Kennedy Powell. Tripled her last time up. I should say her first time up. And the 1-2 misses. We witnessed something that not a lot of people have seen around the country in Kennedy Powell. She was caught stealing yesterday.
She was. Not something you see very often from her. I think she's so aggressive on the base path.
High throw from Ryan Starr, and Yama somehow kept the foot on the bag. But Texas A&M is going to challenge this. And our officials are going to get together. Alex Leap, Tatum Stolting, Scott Mayer. So instead of challenging, the umpires get together and, all right, here we go.
After umpire consultation, the runner has been ruled safe. The defense was off the bag.
Okay, so after the umpires get together, so Texas A&M. Now Jamie Traxel's wondering what the heck. So the explanation here is why the call was changed without a review.
Right. I mean, and I'm not really surprised there. I think with that much commotion and chaos right there just in front of the bag as she's approaching it.
I mean, she's definitely safe. You see Yamas's foot's not on the bag.
Not even on there.
Yeah, without a doubt. So they would have won the challenge regardless. Now we play ball. It amounts to the third hit of the day for Texas A&M, and the second on the afternoon too for Powell. Now 18 multi-hit games this year for Powell, who's just having another fantastic year. Somehow getting only better after she hit 339 a year ago. Now she's hitting over 430. Here's Talon Edwards. The 1-1 count. Hitting 189 in her first SEC season. She's 7 for 37 at the plate in league play. Off the end of the bat, Riesner charges in. Out number 1. Powell moves up to second base. But Edwards was the reason why Texas A&M scored their first run today. That sac fly RBI back in the first to score Powell. Now it's Maya Perez, who's walked 4 times in this series. This is her 7th plate appearance this afternoon. So in her previous 6, she's walked 4 times.
I mean, I think she's just patient at the plate, like we've talked about. She's such an elite hitter here, and I think that her strike zone is so small. She's so particular with the pitches that I think that she goes for. She's able to lay off quite a bit.
Went golfing there, 1-1. After she hit a 304-foot home run against McNeese earlier this week. Coach Ford said, she's a nightmare. Just very happy she's on our team. Well, she pops up. Who's got it for Ole Miss? 3 Navy jerseys came in. Kenzie Pickens makes the catch. You can tell the sun was in her eyes too. After she made that catch, she squeezed her eyes shut immediately when it hit her glove.
She's had a tough time with the sun for the last 2 days, but it is one of the hardest positions to play on this Ole Miss field because you are really you're directly in the sun. Your line of view is, for the most part, sunshine, unless it's not out.
Just the second time all weekend that Perez has been retired. Here's Michaela Wark. Works ahead 2-0. Struck out her last time up. She struck out just 20 times this year. Now Boyer is behind in the count, 3-0. Three and 1 to a hitter in the SEC who has 6 homers in conference play, and who had 4 RBIs yesterday against Ole Miss. Cut on and missed. 3-2. Payoff coming for Boyer, who has 3 strikeouts today, has only conceded 1 run. That was back in the first. Payoff pitch, and the inning continues. Second walk of the day for Boyer.
I know she's had 2 walks today, but I think that you've seen like a stronger pitching outing from her today. I mean, being able to kind of locate the ball a little bit more. You're seeing her use her changeup as a strike.
Ariel Kowalewski takes low. Grounded out to end the first inning on the first pitch back in the first. That's the third highest average on Texas A&M. She's second in hits. Hitting .405 coming into this at-bat. And now Kennedy Bunker, catcher for Ole Miss, wants to have a town hall meeting. A little bit of you and me time for Ole Miss to chat things over. This is why, again, catching, I still think is one of the most difficult things in this game.
I agree. I mean, you've got to command the whole field. You've got to have the conversation with every one of your players, check in, figure out who's not on board, who is.
I mean, you're air traffic control.
Yeah, yeah.
Telling everybody where they need to be and why. 2-0 pitch, hits sharply on the ground into right, base hit. Hitting third, coming home is Powell. The plate is not in time. Wark moves up to third, and Kowalewski's at second. And A&M takes the lead, 2-1. Kowalewski's 32nd RBI this season.
I mean, I think if that throw was a little bit more on target, I think that would have been a little bit more of a solid outing there.
And the throw from the freshman George in right field. It's the first time in her entire life she's playing outfield. She's grown more comfortable in the role. Now the Aggies regain the lead, looking for the series win today over Ole Miss. It'd be their 5th SEC series win this year. Kelsey Mathis is ahead 2-0. Now Nancy Evans coming out to the circle to have a chat with Boyer.
I think her control of the first few innings has been pretty solid, and then right now I think you're kind of seeing a little bit different narrative. I think she's kind of struggling to locate a couple of her pitches that are usually spot on for her. I imagine that's part of the conversation that Nancy Evans is having with her right now.
I was going to say, how many times did you have this type of conversation with your pitching coaches back in the day? Were they half serious, half just joking, keeping it loose? Or maybe 60-40 that way, 70-30 that way?
I'd probably say like a 70-30.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was all in good manner, you know. I mean, but also too, you have a job to get done, and being honest. Being honest, I think, is also key. Of course, you want to be out there. You want to take the ball. If you compete at this level, every one of you are competitive. You have that motivation, the encouragement that you just, you want the ball. That's the pitcher's mentality. But also being honest with your coaching staff and letting them know, like, hey, look, this pitch is just not working right now.
This is blasted deep left center. It's got a chance. It's gone. A 3-run shot for Mathis here in the third. That gets the Aggie fans on their feet in Oxford.
I mean, she just sits back on that off-speed pitch, and I imagine that's part of what that conversation was about, trying to locate that pitch a little bit lower in the zone, not allowing that hitter to go ahead and get a hold of it all.
Her 4th homer on the year. It's 5-1 Texas A&M. They may have the best home run celebration, too, in the country. Now it's KK DeMen, who struck out her last time up. It's the first home run that Emily Boyer has also allowed in 24 in the third innings. Chopped by the diving star Ann Riesner into left. 2-out base hit for KK DeMent. Her first hit of the series. And the Aggies continue to do this with 2 outs.
I think this is some of the most aggressive 2-out hitting I think I've seen most of the year. I mean, their ability really to just stay on top of the ball and to just execute.
Paisley Allen takes strike 1.
A lot of these A&M hitters are also taking the first and second pitches, which I think is also a tactic there for them. Like I think most of it is strategic.
I was going to say it's those in-game adjustments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boyer's 0-2 off the plate. Crowd wanted it. Boyer giving up her 17th homer this season. First homer she's allowed since the 5 she gave up against Oklahoma back in late March. Got her swinging upstairs to chase. Kelsey Mathis gives Texas A&M a 4-run lead on this 2-out, 3-run shot to left. And she giddied on up back to the dugout. Now her team will grab the gloves and come back out in the bottom half of the 3rd.
Texas did everything that they needed to do.
Want to mess around with this OU.
It is gone!
She slams it into the ground.
It's going to be a big day on ESPN and all the other ESPN channels for softball. Texas and Oklahoma, Red River rivalry. LSU in non-conference action down in Baton Rouge against Arizona. It's Kennedy bunker, swinging a drive, deep left center, goodbye! And a way to respond for the Rebels after allowing a 4 spot to Texas A&M in the top half of this 3rd. Bunker 7th on the season.
I mean, and that's just an aggressive at-bat. I mean, the first pitch, she takes absolutely yard.
Ole Miss had 3 homers yesterday. A series, or I should say, a SEC game high. As Pickens takes up and in for ball 1. She nearly had a home run yesterday. Pickens hit it 219 feet to dead center. She just needed 1 extra foot and a half. And it would have been gone. But maybe she's starting to break out of her funk. She had a double yesterday, and again that near home run. Her numbers just aren't as high as they were last year. And I mean, they were pretty impressive for a freshman in her first season. And she hit .328, had 57 hits, 8 homers. And talking to Jamie Traxel yesterday too, she said the same thing. It's just, you know, teams have a heat map on her now, and it's that second-year adjustment that teams are making against her.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year she's been a little bit more patient at the plate. I mean, she's had a lot more, she's been hit by pitches a lot more. I think that her approach is a little bit different, which is also, you know, a little tough, like you said, after having 1 year in the SEC and having the advancements that she has with, you know, players, coaches being able to get solid eyes on her, makes her a little bit harder to throw to.
And a clear example there, works the walk. 19 for her this year. She walked 22 times last year. Jamie Traxel said, hey, shoot her, shoot. I want her to just keep going up there with a competitive approach, with the objective just to get on base. So first walk, 2 allowed by Peters today. And just the second walk issued by Texas A&M pitching all weekend. Pickens gives way to her sophomore teammate, Percy Yamas, who so far is 0 for 4 in the series with a strikeout to begin game 2. Someone who doesn't strike out a lot, Percy Yamas. Last year she struck out just 11 times. This year, just 12. Someone who's been a pain in the neck for opposing pitching to get out.
It's a little bit of the same thing, you know, even with Pickens. They both have kind of had, you know, a single year here at Ole Miss. And, I mean, the more games that you play, both being starters as freshmen, you know, only means that you've got scouting reports on you that just lag. I mean, they're going to be logging everything that you do and going over a lot of that stuff pregame, postgame, giving you a more solid approach on how to take the batter down the next at bat.
2-2. Yamas flies it out to left. And Allen makes the squeeze. Out number 1. Now Yamas 0 for 2 today. Here comes one of Ole Miss's home run threats. In fact, their top threat, Maddie George.
I think we've watched her get a little bit more selective with her at-bats here, too. I mean, she's a little bit further in the box there, but I also think that this rise ball is, like, right up her alley. I think that she can really get a hold of one.
Takes the first pitch strike. She got a hold of 2 yesterday. An extra innings softball All-American back when she was in high school. Also 13 NFCA All-American back in her prep school days. Already a single today for George. She's back in the first inning, but Kennedy Bunker was retired, trying to motor her way over to third base. One and 2 to George. So that single for Maddie back in the first inning was her 10th hit in SEC play. 8 of her hits have come in her last 7 SEC games. 1-2, wanted it upstairs, and Kowalewski hung on for strike 3. Four of them now today for Sydney Peters. Cassie Reisner steps up. She did this her last time up. A no-doubter for Ole Miss's hottest hitter right now. 9 for 15 at the plate in her last 5 games, with now 4 homers and 10 ribbies. She sends it the other way, and it sinks down in front of Rajul for a base hit. 10 for 16 at the plate in her last 5 games.
Talk about getting hot and staying hot. I think that we've seen a lot of that from Reasoner here later on in the season. I think you watched, the Ole Miss team kind of struggle offensively earlier the first few weekends of it, especially SEC play, trying to get a hold of some of the better pitching, some of the best pitching that you're going to see most of the year. It's nice to watch those girls take advantage of some good pitching here.
And Trisha Ford, the pitching guru, out to the circle to have a chat with Sydney Peters. Does not look like A&M's bullpen is busy. Trisha Ford openly admits to being very nerdy when it comes to pitching analytics and a lot of the things that go behind spin rate and all those things, heat maps and charts. And you have someone like Sydney Peters who's into that stuff too. But in lesson team yesterday, she was like, just tell me where to throw the ball.
Right.
I'm not into that stuff. She thinks it's cool, right? But just tell me where to throw the ball.
She'll use the advancements, but
Well, the big spot here for Taylor Roman, who's struggled in her last 3 SEC series, including this one. She's 1 for 15 at the plate. Takes it inside, 1-1. Sometimes when you are struggling offensively, you see it time and time again. Sometimes all it takes is just one swing or one thing going your way. Even if it's something as little as a walk.
yeah, I mean, I think you'd like to see some adjustments from your DH. I mean, if they're 1 for 15 at the plate, you have to also know that in the back of your mind, they could be making another adjustment here and taking you out of the lineup and trying to give another girl an opportunity to kind of show some production to at least produce a little bit here for you on the field, especially being in that DH position.
Both runners now move up in scoring position for Ole Miss after the ball skipped away from Kowalewski. 2 outs, 3-0 count to Roman. She has the green light on a 3-0. I don't know if that's a good 3-0 pitch to swing at. Personal opinion, though.
Maybe. I think she's seeing the ball a little big right now, too. There's also going to be some pressing going on, being 1 and 15 right now up at the plate. You're going to be seeing the ball a lot bigger.
Ball 4. Bases loaded. So 2 walks today for Peters. Her 3rd free pass, too, on the day. Both walks coming this inning. Can Ole Miss give Texas A&M a little taste of their own medicine? After A&M drew 10 walks yesterday, scored 5 runs off those walks. Leilana Applin at the plate with a single today. She homered yesterday. Bases loaded. Tying run aboard 2. Go-ahead run is Applin. Strike 1. The Aggies had a 4 spot in the top half of this 3rd. 3 of them by Kelsey Mathis in her 3-run shot with 2 outs. And Applin's down 0-2. Ole Miss trying to even the series after giving up 10 runs to Texas A&M yesterday. They fell 10-6. We're down 9-0 after 2 innings. And Peters escapes. Ole Miss leaves them loaded in the bottom half of the 3rd. Now the Aggies lead by 3 after this Kennedy Bunker solo home run. But Ole Miss misses out on a massive opportunity with bases loaded. Through 3 in Oxford. Well, some notable Friday scores from yesterday. The Red River rivalry we talked about earlier. Oklahoma taking down Texas 3-0. The first shutout loss for Texas since March 2024 at Oklahoma State. Keegan Rothrock threw her third career no-hitter in her first against an SEC opponent yesterday too. Florida in the driver's seat for a series win there. Did you catch what happened late night yesterday between Florida State and Stanford?
No. I was in bed by 9:45. No.
Stanford had a walk-off grand slam to take down Florida State. Show a bunt beautifully put down by Vrajel. Throw to first base is in time. Beautifully done by Ole Miss defensively to get out number one and Texas A&M's 9-spot hitter.
I mean, there you have that defense in crashing, and this is, the defensive ability there of Star. She's fantastic.
It's her 13th straight game in the hot corner at third base. Seen Grace Thompson in that spot before too for Ole Miss at the start of the year. Jamie Traxel electing to go with Star at this midway point in the season. And again, her defensive capabilities are just, well, 5-star. Hate to be cliche,
I like what you did there.
Kennedy Powell at the plate, low and away, 1-1. A triple and a single today. In my opinion, got the hardest part of what she could possibly accomplish today. Aired out left side, Applin's on the run and can't get there. However, if you're thinking about the cycle, well, Powell's only homered once this year.
I was just about to say, I think from this Ole Miss team, this is the one, not that you want to put anybody on from Texas A&M, but I feel like she's kind of like a turning point. She's real quick to kind of get the offense rolling for A&M, so I think it's crucial that they keep her off of the base path and not give them that momentum moving forward.
Conroe, Texas native, began her career at UCLA and was a stud. As a freshman, she was all-region. She's been a mainstay at third base for Texas A&M since she was a sophomore. Led A&M in runs scored last year. Tied the A&M program record for most runs in an SEC season last year, 24. 2-2. Emily Boyer looking at her dugout, wondering the same of what this crowd is vocally expressing right now.
Where did that miss?
Well, as a pitcher, you can't show that emotion, can you?
You're not supposed to, no.
No. Full count. As Bunker now trots out to chat with Boyer. Another thing, too, that's pretty impressive about Kennedy Powell, she has over 200 career hits. She achieved that a couple of weeks ago against Kentucky. Now has 3 multi-hit games in her last 4. And 7 total multi-hit games in conference play. I think we have a all-conference honoree at the plate here. Full count pitch is hit into deep left. Applin ranges back and near the line to make the catch. 2 away. Another thing about Texas A&M today that has just been impressive. This is just the 3rd time all series that the leadoff hitter is not reached.
I mean, I think that's also crucial for the Ole Miss Rebels. They've got to be able to keep some of their girls from reaching the base paths, because once they get on there, they're so aggressive. I mean, I feel like things kind of just start to shake loose once that happens for them.
Rolled to Percy Yamas, but it was off the foot of Edwards. And she's She's in pain in the outside the batter's box. Those ones never feel good. But we've played 11 innings of softball. This is inning number 11. And you mean to tell me that the leadoff hitter for A&M has reached 8 times? See exactly where this hit for Edwards. Inside part of the foot, or was that more on top of the toes? Sometimes it's tough to tell. Good news is that she's going to grab the bat and do this again. Sometimes those cleats can only offer so much protection.
I was going to say, I'm surprised by the amount of batters for the Texas A&M team that aren't wearing some of the the shin guards or the ankle guards there. I mean, and she's one of them, but I bet right now you're wishing that you had one on.
Fouls it off. She's behind 1-2. The Aggies have only gone in order once over these last 2 days. In the 6th inning yesterday, they sent the minimum to the plate. Aggies on top 5-2. On a 4 spot back in the 3rd inning and a 3-run shot by Kelsey Mathis. Ole Miss responded with a solo home run by Kennedy Bunker. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Now some action brewing for Texas A&M in their bullpen. Nothing for Ole Miss, and for Ole Miss, that's really good news after Kyra Aycock didn't even record an out in the 1st inning yesterday. They wanted some length from Boyer today. Two gets her to chase as Bunker throws to first to complete the 3rd and final out of this 4th inning.
I mean, and that's just a fantastic job by Boyer there with that off-speed pitch. That's exactly where you want to place it. I don't know if I would have with that deep of a count, but I mean, bouncing that just before the plate is a solid way to get your team back in the dugout and see what you can do offensively.
Hey, sports fans, the ESPN app has all of ESPN all in one place. Visit activate.espn.com to see if you have ESPN Unlimited as part of your TV package for no additional cost. It's all of ESPN all in one place. Sign up or activate now.
Thanks so much for joining us in Oxford, Mississippi. Game 2 of our 3-game series between Ole Miss and 13th ranked Texas A&M. Carly Hummel and Jay Kermata with you. Jack Robertson directing. Mason Atkins producing. Being taken care of by the best crew in the SEC. 8-9-1 hitters in this Ole Miss lineup due up in the home half of the fourth inning. Ryan Starr struck out her first time up and takes a first pitch strike. 5 strikeouts today for the Aggies starter Sydney Peters. Now at 98 strikeouts this season. Fouled behind home plate, and Starr down in a 0-2 count like she was in her first at-bat. But Peters, strikeouts per 7, a little over 8. It's 10th in the SEC, 12th in total strikeouts too. But Peters Peters coming into the weekend had the lowest ERA against the league on A&M's staff. 2.96 ERA in 8 appearances. This is her 4th start too in conference play. She's 3-1 in decisions. And Starr pulls it into left, base hit. And a leadoff single for Ole Miss. And Ole Miss has had the leadoff hitter aboard in every inning thus far in this game. Just her 3rd hit this year.
It's got to be a solid ego boost too. I mean, knowing too that a lot of the, she's had the bat kind of taken from her yesterday. Even her first at bat, she was DH for, and so I mean, I think that's exactly what she needs right now to kind of get herself started later on in the season.
Taylor Malvin hitting 9th. Showed bunt, pulled back. And again, sometimes all it takes is one swing.
That's true. Just a solid opportunity.
Starr's got speed as well. 9 stolen bases this year for the Rebels. It's 11th in the SEC. However, with someone like Malvin, who was 3 for 3 yesterday, and is hitting .310 this season, I doubt they'll just let Malvin swing away. No, maybe not. Shows bunt again. Rebels had a chance to inch closer back in the 3rd inning. They had bases loaded with 2 outs. Leilana Applin struck out on 3 pitches. Pickens, Reisner, and Roman were stranded on the base paths. Peters 3-0. From 3-0 to 3-2. Strike 3 call to Malvin, who had a 3-0 count. Out number 1 for Ole Miss in the 6th strikeout today for Peters.
I mean, the hard part is that was such a solid pitch. I don't think that I would have taken that or even suggested taking that. It was so close. At least be able to foul it off and try to push yourself a little bit more deeper in the count.
Tricia Ford out of the first base dugout. We're going to have a pitching change for Texas A&M. Peters with a tremendous day inside the circle. Just 2 solo home runs allowed. Got out of that bases loaded mess in the 3rd. And Texas A&M is summoning former Ole Miss Rebel Grace Sparks out of the pen. We'll tell you about this senior from Dayton, Texas, when we come back in Oxford. Peters got the start today for Texas A&M. Struck out 6 batters, getting her up to 99 total now on the season. And only allowing 2 solo home runs to Ole Miss. Her last batter she saw locking up Taylor Malvin. Just 2 walks today, 2 and 3 in a third innings of work. And now she gives way to Grace Sparks, who is a very familiar name to those in Oxford. Began her career, pitched her freshman and sophomore years here in Oxford. And she faces Kennedy Bunker, who fouls it off. Bunker had the solo home run back in the third inning to lead it off. Ole Miss had solo homers in the second and third innings. You see the numbers for Grace Sparks this season. 3 wins this year. Her ERA is .218, 25 2/3 innings. As Bunker skies it out to center, as Mathis trots in to make the catch. And Grace Sparks, too, pitched a lot when she was at Ole Miss. 22 appearances her freshman year, 19 more her sophomore year. Had 13 starts in her second season with the Rebels and a .214 ERA. She faces Mackenzie Pickens inside ball 1. Sparks transferred to Texas A&M. I mean, she grew up an Aggie fan. When she entered the portal, I mean, just makes a lot of sense. Wouldn't take a crystal ball to tell you that Grace Sparks would consider Texas A&M.
No, not at all.
As you could say, choosing Texas A&M.
Sometimes that's what you need, to be able to play closer to home, a little bit closer to family.
Misses to Pickens, 2-1. But she missed facing a couple of her teammates in this inning, Ryan Starr and Taylor Malvin. Just a few Rebels from when she was here are still on this roster. Pickens now 2-2. But I love what Sparks said about going back to A&M, transferred to be closer to family, since they've sacrificed so much for her. She wanted them to see her play and wanted to see how their sacrifices paid off. Wanted her family in the stands to see her play. The 2-2. Kind of pulls the heartstrings a little bit.
It does, just a little bit.
Trying to keep this a 3-run game in the 4th. And Pickens nearly takes out her sophomore teammate Percy Yamas on deck. Pretty sure those two are roommates. Don't think that one would have gone over well at home.
Dinner would be on you.
See this bruise? This is because of you. Full count pitch. Line to the left center. This is down for a base hit, and one hops the wall. Starr hits third. She's coming home and scores without a throw. Mackenzie Pickens with her second double in this series, and Ole Miss is down 2.
You know, we've talked about Pickens kind of being in a little bit of a rut here, but you know, you like to see this performance from her today, and hoping that maybe she's kind of on the brink of scratching out of that.
Again, like Jamie Traxel said, she wants her shooter to keep shooting, and that's Mackenzie Pickens. Yamas fouls off the first pitch, 0-1 to start. That run charged to Sydney Peters, so now she's allowed 3 runs in this outing. Yamas 0 for today, strikeout and a fly out. And she rips this into right. It's got a chance, it's gone! Yamas ties this game at 5 in the 4th.
I mean, and that's just a missile from Percy Yamas right there. She takes an absolute shot out to left field, deep over the fence. I mean, the hardest part about having, having Sparks come in is she's also an upper 60s rise ball pitcher. And, for the most part, she's usually pretty solid at having a high percentage of ground balls. But I think here, Ole Miss just kind of has her number today.
Trisha Ford back out to the circle, looking down at her bullpen, and a rude welcome back to Oxford for Grace Sparks. Taylor Pinnell coming out of the bullpen now for the Aggies. We'll tell you about the Missouri transfer in her first year at A&M when we come back. Taylor Pinnell for Texas A&M, the senior in her first season with Texas A&M. Spent the last 3 years at Missouri. A couple of years ago, Pinnell had 15 saves for the Tigers. Those are her numbers this season. Not necessarily gone her way. However, she's no stranger to pitching here in Oxford. She pitched in the series that the Tigers had against Ole Miss last year. She faces Maddie George in a tie ball game here in the 4th inning. Pinnell allowed 3 earned runs against Ole Miss in an inning last year, and a 5-3 Rebels win in a doubleheader. George today, single and a strikeout. With already 2 home runs in this series. George, a bouncer to first base, and it's foul. For Pinnell, she thrived in these situations. Her 15 saves back in 2024 matched the NCAA's single season saves record. She loved being in those situations back in 24. Good movement there, but 3-1.
Yeah, her off-speed pitch is going to be the best one that she throws. I mean, the hardest part about that pitch when it comes to Pinnell is her ability to sell it with her entire body. I think that the Ole Miss hitters are really going to have to make an adjustment here. They haven't seen it a whole lot from the 2 previous pitchers they've seen.
George now 3-2 after fouling that off. She's 1 swing away from tying a record that was set when she was 5 or 6 months old. And that's hitting 14 homers in a season, the most by a freshman in Ole Miss history. Swing and a miss. Fooled on the off speed, but Ole Miss ties this game with a 3 spot in the 4th, highlighted by Percy Yamas' 2-run shot, a missile into right center. Level in game 2 of our 3-game set in Oxford.
Home Run Derby X is retired MLB players with either like high school or collegiate athletes. It's just really just to show women can do it and women can hit baseballs too. I'm a Dodgers fan, so it was super fun getting to play with Adrian Gonzalez. It's honestly a flex of mine that I'll always show off.
And Perez leading off this inning in the 5th. Brand new ball game, tied up at 5. And Perez had that awesome experience. I think what was super cool about that is she idolized Adrian Gonzalez growing up, and next thing you know, she's belting homers with him at a MLB Home Run Derby X event. How many people can say that? They wound up on the same Home Run Derby team as their favorite player growing up.
Not very many.
Gotta love baseball and softball. 2-0 to Perez. And she takes strike one. Popped up her last time up. She's only been retired twice in this series with 4 walks. She also singled yesterday. And Boyer's 2-1. A home run threat. She has 14 this season, second most on A&M's roster. And she works the walk. It's amazing. I think the walks are more impressive than anything else.
Than the home runs.
That's 40 walks for her on the year compared to 9 strikeouts. 40 walks compared to 9 strikeouts. Pinch runner now for Texas A&M. Haley Golden saw her pinch run yesterday. Three walks today for Emily Boyer as well. Here's Michaela Wark. Had a 3-run home run yesterday in the second inning. 4 RBIs total in the series opener. That's her only hit, though, this weekend. It's a brand new ball game, tied up at 5. If you're Emily Boyer, who had been pitching behind all game up until this inning, is there a little more momentum, maybe a little more juice to her this inning?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. The hard part about, her situation right now is with work. I mean, you watch her throw her off of the plate because she really does hunt for the inside. I mean, and the last thing you want to do right now is give her an opportunity to advance 2 runs by taking something inside up and over the fence.
Well, as I say that, she throws 3 straight balls to Wark. It's 3-0 with a runner on first base and nobody out. And Ole Miss is going with Boyer, too. Nobody in their bullpen getting loose. And maybe it's because they're ready out there. As Jamie Traxel comes out and is making a defensive change. Maddie George is being pulled in right field for Alexa Rosales. This may be because Traxel, again, we talked about Maddie George not being a natural right fielder, having not played outfield her entire life until this year.
Right.
So maybe this
may need a little bit more speed out there right now, given the circumstance and the situation with the game being 5-5.
Speed, maybe.
Agility.
Yeah, strengthen the way Rosales throws. Could be a lot of factors as she plays deep right against Wark, who takes low, ball 4. And she also hit her home run yesterday, too, into right. That's another thing we failed to mention. But back-to-back walks here for Boyer. Not what you want to see for a team that capitalized off 5 walks yesterday to score 9 runs in the first 2 innings of the game.
Right. I mean, and with no outs right now, this is the momentum that, you know, if you're the Aggies are looking for.
Ansley Gross comes into pinch run for Ward. Now they've got speed on the base paths too, A&M, with nobody out. And Ariel Kowalewski at the plate. RBI single back in the third inning. Strike one. Emily Boyer putting an end to the ball 5 chance from the dugout real quick.
Yeah. You kind of have to. You don't want that number to keep growing.
That's also a baseball tradition too. Not sure if you caught the Texas A&M baseball game last night.
Again, probably not. I was in bed at 9:45.
The ball 5 to Booze as Bluebell Park just say they welcomed Jim Schlossnagel back accordingly, we'll say. Their former baseball coach. I'm just going to say, Aggie fans, that was cinema, by the way. 2-1 count to Kowalewski. Go-ahead runs on first and second base. And a hitter's 3-1 count. What's going on with Boyer here in the fifth?
I think she's kind of lacking to locate in the strike zone here. I also feel like the strike zone's gotten a little bit tighter, which is to be expected later on in the game. It's usually around the 5th or 6th inning that you find that strike zone gets a little bit smaller, you know, where the umpire's making you work a little bit harder. I mean, she's thrown almost 100 pitches at this point.
Now Aycock starting to stir in Ole Miss's bullpen. Like you said, this is pitch number 100 coming up. Tied up at 5 after Ole Miss's 3 spot in the bottom half of the 4th. Ball 4. 3 walks in this 5th inning. Nobody out. Now 5 total today for Boyer. And Nancy Evans coming out, the pitching coach for Ole Miss. And they're going to talk this one over because Mathis had a shot well beyond left fielder last time up.
Celebration. All the glitter, all the sparkle.
Oh, the best. So this is a massive spot in this ball game. Bases juiced, nobody out. The last time A&M did this was in the first inning yesterday. Then they wound up scoring 6 runs.
I mean, I think part of the conversation, you know, Nancy Evans is having right now is like, how much do you have left in the tank while you give Aycock a little bit more time to get warmed up? You know, 2 minutes ago she wasn't in there, so I mean, it's going to take her a couple minutes, a little bit, to go ahead and get herself ready before making that shift or that change.
They're going to leave Boyer in for now. Against Mathis, who had her 4th home run of the year, 3-run shot in the 3rd. That put Texas A&M up 5-1 at the time. See if A&M can do some damage. Bases loaded and nobody out. Boyer has only thrown 3 strikes in this 5th inning. There's 4. Fouled off to the seats, 2-2. And a full count. Aggies with the bases loaded and no hits in this fifth. All free passes from Boyer, who's one pitch away from her fourth consecutive walk in this fifth. Chopped to short. Reesner comes on, and one run is in as it spills into left. Reesner wanted interference on the Aggies. The umps say no for now. Two come in for Texas A&M.
I mean, if you're Ole Miss, that's what you want right there, is to come crashing in. I mean, you're not hoping for contact there, but I mean, best case scenario is that there is contact there. She's out trying to advance to third and keeping this advancement of the cushion at a bare minimum.
This is where things can get sticky because Reesner's trying to make a play, right? Wark has to run from second base to third because the ball's put in play. There's Scott Mayer as our home plate umpire. Alex Leap chats to Coach Traxel.
Yeah. Ole Miss is challenging the non-interference between second and third base. The call is under further review.
There we go. So Jamie Traxel officially challenging whether or not that was interference between second and third. There's some folks in the stands who would agree that this should be, or who think rather, that this should be overturned. Gosh, in the fifth inning, this is such an important call.
Tension levels are high. I mean,
This is to even the series and force a rubber match tomorrow. And again, they've taken over in Birmingham. This is what they're looking at right now. Reesner has to charge. If you're the runner here too, I mean, do you have to, if you're the runner in this situation, are you running straight through it too, or are you?
After further review, the call stands. There is no interference between second and third base. That is Ole Miss's second challenge.
I was going to say, part of me, if you're Wark, what do you do? Because if you're running,
you're supposed to make a fair advancement to in the base path, in the baseline, and not to avoid contact, but not to create contact either. I mean, honestly, that's one of those calls that could have gone either way. It's very smart base running by the Aggies.
Ole Miss has no challenges remaining, and now it's a 7-5 game.
Again, if you limit those walks, you aren't in this situation if you're Emily Boyer.
KK Dement fouls it off. Official ruling. Mathis reaches on an error on Reesner at short. So now Texas A&M, after Ole Miss tied it in the bottom half of the fourth, regains the lead. And that's a foul ball off the bottom of the bat of Dement. You just see your body language after that, like, oh, I did. That is foul. 0-2 catches the edge for strike three. Emily Boyer started off this inning with 3 straight walks. Then that error happens, and she really needed this. Six Ks today now for Boyer. And a pinch hitter for Texas A&M. It's the freshman, Maddie Sawney from Hawaii. And Sawney has been Little Miss clutch for Texas A&M lately. As the runner breaks for second base, throws cut off by Pickens. Now 2 are on in scoring position for A&M. Sowney has had at least 1 at-bat in 9 of the last 10 games and an RBI in 3 of her last 4. Had a hit in all 3 games against Georgia last weekend, including 2 RBIs and clutch RBIs as Sowney steps out. The go-ahead RBI single in game 1 in the 6th to go up 3-2 on the Dogs, and then tied the game at 1 in game 3 with an RBI single. Coach Ford calling upon his clutch freshman here in the 5th with 2 on in scoring position. Two and one.
I think for Boyer, too, it's a little frustrating here that the strike zone is fluctuating as much as it is. I think there's some pitches she's thrown 4 strikes that he has not called and has called in previous innings.
(3-1), and she walks her. 4 walks in this inning for Boyer. 6 on the afternoon. Boyer only had 2 walks through the first 4 innings. And now bases are reloaded for Texas A&M for Frazel. Now Boyer calls time. This could really get out of hand in this 5th inning. Frazel's 0 for 2 today, had a triple yesterday, excuse me. Hitting .347 coming into this at-bat. On pace for a career sophomore year. When you're laboring like this as a pitcher, what goes through your mind? Is it chaos? Do you tell yourself over and over again, stay calm, next pitch mentality?
I mean, I think your number one job, it's not about striking out. It's not about, trying to climb numbers that way, but you've got to give your team an opportunity to put the ball into play for themselves. You've got to allow your defense to show up for you. I mean, the amount of walks she's tripled in the last few innings. You just assume that she'd make a little bit more of an adjustment here, kind of settle in and have a more one-on-one conversation, I guess, with your coaching staff.
1-2's fouled off. Texas A&M retaking the lead in this 5th with 3 consecutive walks and an error on Cassie Reisner that Ole Miss thought was interference by the runner. 1-2. Swing and a miss. 2 away. 7 of them for Boyer. Laboring in this 5th inning. Now she faces Kennedy Powell. Crowd starting to come back to life. But Powell has 2 hits today, including a triple. Wanted the first one. Boyer can keep this at 2 runs. You're going back into that dugout thinking, all right, not feeling the best, but you're still feeling pretty good about what this could have turned into.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing teams that are as good as they are, you're going to expect that, you're going to have high scoring run games. You're not going to shut them out. It's not going to happen. There's too much long ball that goes on, and that's just the caliber of what you play against when you're in the SEC. You just hope to see that there's a little bit of growth here. You take what you've done today and be able to move it into Sunday's game, as you could be a possibility of throwing then.
This is lifted out into center. Malvin's there to make the catch. Only 2 runs in for Texas A&M after they had the bases loaded twice. Ole Miss grabs the bats when we come back at Oxford. Offensively, for one of the best offensive teams in the SEC, Texas A&M today, 7 runs scored off 6 hits. They've struck out 7 times and have walked 6. 3 of those walks drawn today have come in to score, so that's 16 walks today by Ole Miss pitching, 8 of which have come in to score this inning. I mean, that's a credit to Texas A&M staying patient offensively.
It is. I think that they've been able. Sorry. I think they've been able to, like, you know, also just, you can gather that. I mean, if you've done any scouting on these Ole Miss pitchers, you know that they're going to throw you a lot of junk, that you're not going to get a lot of solid pitches that you want to hit. And there's no better way for you to get on base than by staying patient up at the plate and allowing, really making and forcing those Ole Miss pitchers to throw to you.
Taylor Pennell back in this game for Texas A&M inside the circle, faces Cassie Reisner, who has a solo home run to start out an inning already today and singled in her last at bat. Now 9 homers for Reisner. She's down in an 0-2 hole. And waits on it, shoots it back up the middle. Nobody is hotter than Cassie Reisner is right now at the plate. 11 for 17 at the dish in her last 5 games. And that was just one of those, when you know that things are going well for you at the plate, you just kind of put the bat on the ball and you just know it's going to fall for you.
I think it's a little easier for you to play a little bit more loosely. You're not pressing as much in the box. You're not, you know, the anticipation I don't feel like is near as high. When you're able to see the ball as cleanly as she is right now, I think you can definitely go up there with a little bit looser of a cannon.
Rachel Connors pinch hitting for Ole Miss. Saw her yesterday, just 1 plate appearance, did not reach base. She goes up there swinging, 0-2. 10 hits this season, has 2 homers, 10 RBIs. Game number 28 for her. Didn't see a ton of playing time her freshman season, just 17 games and a start. This year, 27 games, 28 games and 13 starts. And she flies this out to center. And the first out of the inning. And Connors is in that DP spot too, so we could potentially see her later on in this game if Ole Miss is able to bat around back to her. Leilana Applin 1 for 2 today with a single and a strikeout looking. The Angelo State transfer in her first year at Ole Miss takes strike one. NFCA first-team All-American at the D2 level. D2 CCA third-team All-American as well. Very talented player. That one just a tad high. Good job by Kowalewski. She's been a catcher all her life. Actually started out in the outfield this year for Texas A&M. Interesting story, too, for Kowalewski behind the plate. Grew up a catcher. Then she had to sit out because she transferred from Florida. Midway through the year, had to sit out all last spring and all this fall. And one day, finally, Trisha Ford told AK, they call her, hey, you're catching today. Just one day out of the blue this season, and Kowalewski said, great, okay, thanks. And she hadn't caught since her days at Florida back in 2024. And everyone at A&M's watching her catch, and they're like, she hasn't skipped a beat. It's been a year and a half. Maybe she caught one bullpen in the fall or something, but...
Well, you knew she was used in the bullpen. There's no way.
And Coach Ford's saying maybe one bullpen, maybe one or maybe two. But she's done a tremendous job, Coach Ford says, running the infield. Tug to short, caught by Dement. Throw to first is in time! A double play to end the 5th inning. That's why she's one of the best shortstops in the country. KK Dement. A double play to keep this a 2-run ball game. We head to the 6th in Oxford. Talked a little earlier in the ballgame about Trisha Ford's success at Texas A&M since 2023. Won 14 of 20 SEC series, making a look at 15 of 21 this weekend. Last season led Texas A&M to the #1 national ranking and the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. They were upset in their own regional. That has sparked a revenge tour for them and some vengeance to get to Oklahoma City. He's got the roster to do so, all the talent in the world. She's a tremendous coach. Trying to get back to Oklahoma City for the first time since 2017. It's Emily Boyer back inside the circle for another inning of work for Ole Miss. Texas A&M retook the lead back in the 5th inning. After 3 straight walks, an error by Cassie Reisner at second base that scored 2. Could have been a lot worse, though. Boyer managed to get out of the mess with bases loaded. 7-5 ball game. Bouncing ball to short. Reesner plays it on the second hop. One down in the 6th. We were talking in between innings too, Carly, that 5th inning could have been a lot worse for Ole Miss, and the fact that only 2 runs came in is something you'll accept.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you're Boyer right now with, you know, she's almost thrown 125 pitches right now. You know that she's tired. You know that she's been worked, and after not really performing and allowing so many walks, it's kind of best case scenario.
Well, now 2 quick outs in the 6th after Maya Perez bounces out. It's Michaela Wark at the plate. She's 2 walks today, 2 runs scored, or I should say just 1 run scored. Still 2 walks and a strikeout. Her lone hit in this series is her 3-run home run yesterday. You may think that's impressive, but I mean, she's been walked 4 times in this series. When I say you may think that's impressive, you may think, well, Ole Miss has done a great job against her. Well, they've walked her 4 times.
Right. She hasn't really had to do a whole lot. But I mean, with her strength and her ability to turn on most pitches inside, I'm not surprised by the approach to throw away from her. You don't want to give her anything too heavy, especially with runners on and in scoring position. I mean, with 17 home runs.
It's a 3-0 count to her. Here it comes. 4-pitch walk. Comes with 2 outs and 7 free passes today by Boyer. You see Maddie George back in right field for Ole Miss. She was taken out last inning for Alexa Rosales. Kind of figured George would come back in because she's one of Ole Miss's best at bats right now. You knew there was some strategy there for Jamie Traxel subbing her out for just a batter. Kowalewski comes up for a 4th time today. Walked her last time up, had an RBI single back in the 3rd. And their strike. 1-1. Now 1-2. A new season-long 2 for Kowalewski. 8-game hit streak after her single back in the 3rd inning. Swing and a miss. Chases low and away. A&M strands 1 in this 6th. Still a 2-run ball game. As Ole Miss is down 2, they'll grab the bats when we come back. Sydney Lessentine comes in to pitch now for Texas A&M. Got the start last night against Ole Miss. Allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them were earned, and struck out 3. Did not walk anybody in her start yesterday against the Rebels. Comes out in the 6th in an attempt to get the final 6 outs for Texas A&M to clinch this series and their 5th SEC series on the season. What impressed you about Lessentine yesterday?
I mean, I think her composure, I think that she did a really solid job. I mean, after having your team kind of give you the cushion of 9 runs in the first 2 innings, kind of lets you go out there and play around with anything. You know, but I do think from the Ole Miss offense, once they got a hold of her, they got a hold of her pretty well and were able to hit her pretty solidly.
Looks like Tenley Grisham will pinch hit for Ole Miss. Saw Ryan Starr in this 8th spot. She was 1 for 2 hitting on the day, including a single in her last at-bat back in the 4th inning. But Grisham's first at-bat today, and she waves at the first pitch. From Philadelphia, Mississippi, the only Mississippian on Ole Miss's roster. Fouls it off, quick 0-2 hole. It's the 39th game played for Grisham. She has 24 starts under her belt this year, 14 hits and 51 at-bats. 0-2, she slaps it foul. In fact, the 39 games that Grisham's played this season, most she's played in a single year for the Rebels. Somebody who's primarily come off the bench for Jamie Traxel throughout her career. Given the opportunity here in the 6th inning, down 2 to Texas A&M, trying to even up this series. Skied to left, Allen makes the catch. Paisley Allen coming back in this game after Maddie Sowney pinched hit for her back in the 5th inning. Taylor Malvin hitting 9th. Her 3rd plate appearance today. One and one. Do you think we'd see Lessentine today after she started yesterday?
No, honestly, I really didn't. I figured they'd save her until Sunday for Sunday's matchup. I mean, I think she did a great job yesterday. I think she was pulled a little preemptive. It was as soon as they kind of got a hold of her a little bit, wasn't really forced to get out of some of those situations.
Allen charges in, makes the catch. Back-to-back outs in left field for Ole Miss offensively. I mean, Lessentine is the 4th pitcher that A&M has used today.
You imagine there's probably not much left in the bullpen for you to show them, which, you know, makes it a pretty solid deal, I think, for Ole Miss to come out tomorrow, at least on Sunday, if they can't pull out a win today, to maybe be able to gather a little bit more on adjustments that they need to make for tomorrow's game.
Yeah, because Lessentine got the start, then Sydney Peters came in. Saw Kate Munnerlin for just a short stint, I believe a batter or 2, and then Peters came back in to finish things out. One-0 pitch to Kennedy Bunker, misses in. Back to the top of the order for the Rebels, as Bunker had the solo home run back in the 3rd. Seventh homer on the season. Two and one. 2-1 is hit on the ground as first. Gobbled up by Wark, and she steps on first base for out number 3. So Ole Miss goes in order in the 6th, down 2 runs. We head to the 7th in Oxford. This was a 5-5 tie going into the 5th inning. And Texas A&M got 3 straight walks to start the 5th with nobody out. A ground ball to second base to Ole Miss's Cassie, or I should say shortstop to Ole Miss's Cassie Reasoner. As the runner was running from second to third, Reasoner charged in. She thought there may have been interference as she was trying to go for the ground ball. Went into left field. 2 runs came in for the Aggies, and that's your 7-5 difference. Ole Miss challenged it. The challenge did not go their way. That's the difference in this game as we head to the top half of the 7th. As Mathis skies this to deep center. Malvin's right in front of the warning track, and she makes the catch. And Mathis finishes her day with 2 hits. She was the one who actually hit that ball to short. to shortstop. That was eventually ruled an error on Reasoner.
I think that was just tough judgment on all players, honestly. I think, everybody's going for the play. Everyone's going for their, trying to do their best of their ability to do their job. It just can only go one of 2 ways.
KK Dement at the plate with 1 down. Singled back in the 3rd inning, her lone hit in the series. She has struck out twice. Bouncing ball to Pickens. 2 away. And after Boyer had that 4-walk 5th inning, 3 of which loaded the bases to begin the 5th. She's only walked 1 hitter in the 6th and so far this 7th inning. Paisley Allen returns to the plate after Maddie Sowney pitched hit for her in the 5th with runners on 2nd and 3rd. A 1 from Boyer misses. Texas A&M won last night, looking to clinch their 5th SEC series this season. And Boyer blows it by her. The Aggies do have 1 sweep in conference play this year. It was against Kentucky in the 2nd weekend of SEC play. 1-2's fouled off to the seats. Nice snag. That's where all the Aggie fans are.
Trying to get up out of the sun.
1-2, swing and a miss. Emily Boyer with 8 strikeouts today, and Ole Miss is down to their final 3 outs, down 2 runs to the Aggies. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Ole Miss down to their final 3 outs. Trying to even up this series after falling 10-6 last night. And you like who's coming up to bat this inning if you are Ole Miss. Mackenzie Pickens, Percy Yamas, and Maddie George. And Cassie Reisner in the hole for Ole Miss. Facing Sydney Lessentine, who got the start last night. Trying to close out game 2 in Oxford and give Texas A&M their 5th SEC Series win. Strike 1 thrown to Pickens, who doubled and had a near home run against Lessentine last night. Pickens with an RBI double back in the 4th. Also a walk.
Yeah, I mean, I think she struggled a little bit in the last few weekends here to kind of produce more than she's used to. But that's also one of the toughest parts about being, you know, a player and a player at this level is being able to make some of those adjustments, try to figure out, you know, what screws are loose and where I need to tighten some things up.
One of the categories that Pickens leads Ole Miss in this year, hit by pitches. Joking with her about that. She's like, yeah, you know what? I guess I'm a magnet this year. Don't know what it is.
I don't feel like you've seen that as much in the last few weekends, but
not with her, at least. You're right. She's been hit by a career-high 9 pitches. Whatever boosts the on-base percentage. And it's critical here in this 7th. Foul tip and hung on by Kowalewski. Out number 1.
I mean, she goes so far with that pitch, but there's no way you don't either, one, foul that off or put it into play. I mean, I think that was a solid effort. She just kind of falls up short there with Pickens.
Massive first out. As Percy Yamas comes up with a home run in her last at-bat. Yamas had a ground out and a fly out against Lessentine yesterday. Right down the middle, 1-1. Yamas's home run, her lone hit of the series, 2. Yamas to Dement, and it's up her sleeve into shallow left. That had some wicked spin on it too. That would have been a tough out for Dement at short.
Yeah, I mean, had she played her up a little bit more, I think she may have caught that before the bounce. But I mean, with Percy up to bat, I don't imagine that you're going to play her with an infield in.
Now Yamas is replaced by Cassidy Patterson at first base. Now that brings the tying run to the plate, and it's Maddie George, who had a single back in the first, has struck out in back-to-back at-bats, and had 2 homers yesterday. 1 against Lessentine. Double play ends it for A&M and clinches their 5th SEC Series win this year. Strike 1. Two 1 to George. Down the first base line, foul. This is the kind of fun we have in the SEC, huh? 2-run game, bottom half of the 7th, tying run at the plate.
I mean, and it's not unattainable for Ole Miss to be able to get a hold of something right here, make something happen for you in the last 2 outs that you've got.
George hesitated, but laid off. Full count. Popped up behind home plate, but gets out of play. Came down in that second row. The folks in the first row were like, oh, we didn't realize that was as close as it was to us.
Not as close as you thought. Nobody had hands out for that one.
No. Heads up. We'll do it again at 3-2. Ball 4. Winning run to the plate for Ole Miss with 1 out. And Maddie George now replaced at first base for Izzy Rediger. Cassie Reisner steps up. She's 3 for 3 today, including a solo home run to start the 2nd inning. If there's anybody that can bring them in right now for Ole Miss, it's Reisner.
She's seeing the ball so well. I mean, we've talked about it, you know, a lot of last night's game, a lot of today's game. She's just seeing the ball so well. If you're a pitcher up there, you definitely want to be smart with how you throw her, what you throw to her, and hope too that you've had conversations with your pitching staff, you know, knowing exactly what you threw to her the last time and try to get her on something off.
Off the plate, ball 1. Reisner had 2 singles yesterday, both against Lessentine. Ole Miss looking to even up the series and force a rubber match tomorrow. Reisner back to Lessentine and throws her out at first base. Out number 2, but the runners move up to second and third. And it's up to Rachel Connors. Just the 3rd time this series Cassie Reisner has been retired. I don't think anybody thought that this ball game would come down to Rachel Connors today.
No, I definitely. If I were a betting woman, I mean, I wouldn't have bet on that. But what a greater time or an opportunity to have, you know.
But this is the at-bat that you dream of if you're Connors. Throw down to second base. Rediger's off the bag. Oh my! This game's over. Kowalewski with a dart down to second base to pick off Rediger. This series is clinched and belongs to A&M. Our umpires have gotten together. Ole Miss does not have any challenges.
On an umpire's challenge, we are reviewing the out call at second base. The call's under further review.
All right.
Okay. Maybe not.
Maybe we spoke a little too soon. This is our first look at Hawkeye. It's Edwards on the tag.
After further review, the call is confirmed as an out at second base.
It's confirmed. Texas A&M gets the pickoff for the win.
I mean, that's tough. That's tough on a weekend. That's tough on a Saturday. I mean, with the game being as close as it is, you know, you have the aggression on the base path, but, you know, you've got to play a little bit smarter.
That's right, Kowalewski, on a random day, midway through the season, got the nod to be Texas A&M's catcher. 7-5 winner for Texas A&M over Ole Miss to clinch the series, the 5th for the Aggies in SEC play, and what a finish it was. Jack Robertson, the Phenom, directed it. Mason Atkins, the genius, produced it. We've got the best crew in the SEC who took care of us today. And for Carly Hummel, I'm Jake Romano saying so long from Oxford. Texas A&M clinches the series with a 7-5 winner today in Oxford. And this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader. Talk to you tomorrow as A&M goes for the sweep.